Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you for joining me. And wow, we already have a like. That's pretty quick. Elizabeth Olivia Cooper, thank you. And thank you for joining us. I know I haven't been on for a few weeks. Uh, what excuse do you want? Um, I'm feeling very creative tonight, so I may be able to come up with one. But I'm looking to resuming this program on Saturday night for a little while now, and probably go through the end of the year. It is on calendar. I ask you to all head on over to ndbmedia.net at the bottom and check out everything that's been calendarized, and you'll know exactly what is going on in the network. And it is a bit warm right now, so I made the mistake of not turning the fan on. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and do that now. Oh, ouch. Sorry. Neck's killing me. And I guess I do reach. Wow. I just need a little bit of air. So it's all good. All right. Oh, almost knocked down my Star Wars cup. So I thank you for joining me. I think tonight's going to be a very short episode because I just have some information and I'm trying to compile. I'm debating when I go out, the few times that I do, to see if I can get people on camera for this program. And maybe not necessarily to be on. Well, I just might be able to get away with it. See if I can interview them and see if they're willing to give some real world answers. And maybe they might even be willing to join us. But um, it's kind of cool. I don't want to embarrass people, but I would love to find out what they really think. So let me see. You were busy ruling the underworld. That's why you haven't been on, my lord. The underworld. You know, I, darn it, I can't even do that gesture where I move. I. Oh man, I can't do it right now. It's really, really killing me right now. As you know, I do have issues. I actually finally saw what it looks like. I have the. Ooh, I man, there's a lot of things going on right now. I have the MRI disc in my vehicle, which I have not taken down right now. So uh, I have to take it to the AME, the agreed medical examiner, my next appointment over there. So I don't know when that's going to be, but I've had 4 tests already just from the AME on this one. And I don't know if it's good news or bad news. I mean, it was dark what I was told. And then I saw my regular physician that's handling this. And yeah, my options are being narrowed right now. So kind of interesting. I'm still not stressed out because it hurts. My neck, my shoulders, my hands, arms, everything hurts. And there's a way for it to go away. So are you kidding me? I am very much open to all that stuff. So I can do a much better job ruling the underworld. But it's always all about me. So forgive me. Ooh, I have my. Oh, well, at least I have a t shirt underneath. I was unbuttoning the uniform. So, uh, or the jersey, whatever you want to call it. It's not a full uniform because I just have the top. I should wear my baseball uniform when I do the programs. I'm not going to put the cleats on. Should I put the with the stirrups and all? Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're talking baseball porn now. I don't know if I want to do that, but I may wear. Let's see. I have how many uniforms do I have? I have 2 uniforms when I was playing baseball. So one was, of course, the Halcones or the Hawks, and I had Rowdy 13. It was just the name of the team, Rowdy 13. And of course, when I played softball at my soon, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, with an employer of mine, I was the Base Invaders. That was the name of the team. I think we have a red T-shirt. I've worn it a few times. I'll have to wear it again. But anyway, so Just button all the way. I dare you. It's a T-shirt. What? I double dare you. So I don't want to scare the audience. It's that when it comes to that, it is not about me. Ugh, you kidding me? So anyway, most of the time I dressed, and Gridiron Girl will probably confirm this. For the longest time, I wore a high button collar shirt, and I had a tie on all the time. I mean, that was my mo, my modus operandi, and I dressed professionally for everything. That's just what I did all my life. When I was in high school, as you know, I was attending a seminary. I was studying to be a priest for a short while. 4 years of high school. That was it. And I tell everyone that, and people are like, oh, you almost became a priest? No, I would have needed 4 years of college, 4 years of theology, and another year. I think it's a year and a half now of field experience. But I didn't do that. I I did 4 years of high school. I still needed another 9, conceivably. Oh, thank you. I was. I was, right? I know you said always, which is cool, but uh, as I've gotten a little older, I'm getting a little lazier. But so, Gridiron Girl, for my next day, should I shave it all off or should I leave the Van Dyke? Folks, a Van Dyke is where it's just this. This is the Van Dyke. A goatee is exactly that. It's just this. I was never fond of a goatee. I'm not giving the option of a goatee, but should I completely get rid of everything? Not the jersey. Should I get rid of the whole thing? Or should I keep the Van Dyke? Or should I just trim everything? I'm not going to color it. I think it's a waste of time. I think coloring it's a bit of a lie. And I'm not going to color my hair. So, Gridiron Girl, what should I do? And uh, Elizabeth, the Van Dyke. Ooh, okay. I appreciate that. Elizabeth, do you have an opinion? And anyone else? I'm curious. So the options are get rid of all of it or trim it, make it look, trim and proper, or just the Van Dyke. A lot of people call it the goatee, but it's not. It's the entire thing is Van Dyke. The goatee is this down here. So I appreciate that, Gridiron Girl, and I'm going to be following up shortly. So I should be doing that probably tomorrow. It'll be after the morning program because oh boy, do I have a lot of things to do. I have to finish watching the miniseries. I don't know which bonehead decided to do the entire 4-hour miniseries in one episode, but be that as it may, we shall see. Uh, I, I have 5 pages for the first half of the miniseries. That's crazy. So anyway. So I went out. I got one of the greatest compliments that I trim bearded men are sexy. Yes, I understand that they are, but I was referring to me. But anyway, um, it was very funny. See, even the dogs saying, "Ma, it's baloney." I went out and I I embarrassed the young lady as we were standing in line, and okay, it was 3 girls. They were all nicely dressed, but they were maybe all 21, maybe 22, and they were with another guy, which I mistook for female, and I apologize when I said girls. Hey, sorry, and he was like, "Hey, no problem, buddy." I'm like, "Yeah, you're with 3 fairly attractive girls. I mean, what do I know?" And they were talking about how their evening was going, and they were really mouthing off, which was really, really funny. They were straight up honest. They were talking about how this one kid was like stalking them. Apparently worked at a bar or something. They came up to them, but one of the girls said, "How tall are you?" And he said 5'7". And the guy that was there said, I'm 5'7", and I was looking down at the dude. And then one of the girls turned to me and said, wow, you're ginormous. How tall are you? Thank you. And I'm 5'10". Oh my God, she was mortified. And I was like, I'm just messing with you. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, it was really cool. I mean, I appreciate you. She looked at me and she goes, man, you're ginormous. I'm like, yes. And I'm 5'10". Sorry. That was one of the few moments that I was arrogantly able to answer. I'm the bonehead? I don't know about that. But anyway, so we did start talking, and I asked him a few questions, and that's what I was alluding to. Some people are just readily willing to talk to you when you tell them what is up, and it's hit and miss. So I do want to start acting, not acting, well, yeah, I guess acting, but I want to ask some people some more questions. And I went ahead and I asked them some, and I mentioned to him that I'd been doing quite a bit of reading, and I'd seen videos of late where women, I suppose in their 20s and 30s, and that was probably the mistake. They were all of 21 or 22. They might even have been younger, but for all I knew, they were legal. So, but anyway, I asked them if it was difficult for them, or if they were finding that boys or men were turning away from them and not asking them out. And one of the girls, she was so cute, man. She immediately says, I'm a blankety blank, like a millennial Gen Zer. What do I know? That was so funny. She goes, I only know what's happening in my life. And I was like, hey, you know what? That was a bonehead question. But the other two, actually, all three continued to answer. And it was really cool because they said that they were not noticing any difficulty. That men, boys or men, were coming up to them and asking them. And they did understand the whole idea of chivalry, or at least the concept of what it is. And they were bemoaning the loss of it. These men, boys, whatever. And I thought it was really kind of cool that they were starting to do that. So they were generally positive feelings that they said, yes, they're being hit on, for lack of a better word. And one of them in the back, I really thought was rather sophisticated. She said, yeah, I don't know why I gave that guy my phone number. Man, I must have really been feeling charitable at that moment. That was funny to me. She was like, why did I give him my phone number? that was cool. I appreciate they were, they were back and forth answering these questions, and I only asked them about 4 or 5, and they were really cool about it. I think they would have been on video if I would have asked them, but no, I just didn't have the nerve to do it. Oh, wow, what a shock, right? But they did bemoan the loss of chivalry, and they were also talking about other things that the guys were doing when they were at the nightclub or the bar or whatever, and how stupid and ignorant they were. They were talking about their exes to them, and they're like, what are you doing? And listening to them, learning the rules, if you will, was interesting. And they implied to me that they did not ask about the exes, but that the males were talking about them. Whether it was positive, negative, it didn't matter. They were talking about the exes. These girls didn't want to hear anything of that. So I did learn that, which is good. And I just feel that I should be asking them more. And I'm probably going to be asking many different age groups, obviously, because what these 21-year-olds are going through, I have not a clue, nor will I ever. and nor would I expect to. So I do need to find out. And I suppose I should start from the 21 to maybe 30, then 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and then obviously I would be in the next age group, 51 through 60. I don't know if I actually want to go further than that, but um, I want to do that. I want to make this a big thing. I know that people are watching this program, and I'm humbled by it. They don't see it all the time because it for the network it really is an odd hour. It's on at 9:30, and there you go, Liz. There's one button. So it's it's an odd hour. And it's 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, and of course it's 12:30 a.m. Eastern. So, and that's a Saturday night. I don't know if I'm thinking of moving it to a Friday night. I'm going to continue with this program for a while, but there are so many things that I want to do, but I'm biting my lip professionally. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm biting my lip, but I am. I have to hold back. I have, you know. Oh, for the love of all that is good, stripper music, huh? Oh, you know what? I don't like that design. I got to fix that on the brand. So I have to edit this. This is set up under block. I never did like that one. So tell me, look at Elizabeth's comment, please. That is called block. Look at minimal now. Okay. Actually, that's not too bad. Here is classic. And here is bubble, which is the one I tend to use. But for the three of you, I would like to know what you think. Oh, well, yeah, actually, there's three watching right now. So bubble, classic, minimal, or block. I know my coworkers would probably love this one because, the impression is that it shuts me up, but nothing will ever shut me up. So I like the variety. I'm not so certain I like the block one. Minimal is interesting. That one's all right. Oh, here are some comments. I didn't see them. Bubble or classic, and then bubble. Alrighty then. Let me go back to it. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you both. So I don't want to embarrass Grid and Girl, but I probably shouldn't have said that, but I did say it on air. I remember the time that I even forget the year, but when we were working, and it was the week of Thanksgiving. And folks, where we used to work, Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, you work 3 days. Almost everyone is gone. It's the best 3 days to work. Uh, for the first maybe 20 years of my career, I always took it off. But in the latter part, I would just stay at work because no one was at work. It was absolutely awesome. I'm getting paid and well, anyway. So um I don't know if she called me for this one or if she emailed me, but our cafeteria at the main building was offering a Thanksgiving meal on Wednesday, which is really cool. And I'll never forget, she invited me over for that. And I had a blast. It was a good meal, it was a decent meal. But what made it better was the company. And I've never forgotten that one. And I remember that. Yeah, I know I bring it up from time to time, but that one still stands out in my mind because that was cool. That really was. And because I worked at an outlying facility, I worked at what we call the Central Yard facility, and that is by the old General Hospital. So for those of you that used to watch that novella or that soap opera, General Hospital, where the ambulances would come in on the backside, I used to work 2.5 blocks away from there. Oh, when the helicopters were coming in, the medical aid, I always knew they buzzed my building. I always knew when there was a medical aid situation. As a matter of fact, I know that now because I'm in the helicopter flight path. I've been in the helicopter flight path for 20 of the last 35 years. And I find that funny. Actually, no, 30 of the last 35 years, something like that. I've been in the flight pattern, which is kind of funny. It was an awesome Thanksgiving lunch as well, my dear friend. Yes, it was. It was absolutely beautiful. So, um, I was privileged, and I fully admit it. I was privileged in my job that I could get away. I would ask my supervisor at least once a month and say, "Hey, I'm going to go and meet someone at the main building to have lunch with them." And um, I was privileged to be able to drive over there, have my lunch, meet with them, and then come back. I did it once a month. I didn't feel it was an abuse. Other people would say, "Well, you're taking longer than your allotted lunch." I said, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. I am." Because I could not take a 30-minute lunch. I was notorious for that. So I always came in early and I always left late so that I could take a longer lunch. See, that's the thing. My start time was 6:30 and then it was moved up to 5:30. My supervisor knew I was there an hour early working and he said, "Dude, change your time." Okay. I was working 5:30 to 3. Man, it was beautiful. That's when I was on a 980. But I was getting there around 5 o'clock. And eventually I had the responsibility of opening up the yard because the electrician that was there for about 30 years retired and he would go around opening up the yard at about 5:30. Well, everything changed when he left. So they said, "Well, we need someone to open up everything." So it was kind of easy, kind of cool. And I did that for about 10 years, I think. So everyone hated me because I was the only one that had the 5:30 to 3. No one else had that one, man. It was nice. I have to admit that was sweet. Man, going home at 3 o'clock and being home by 3:30, that was beautiful. Whereas I left home for 5, I might get home by 6. But anyway. I had the privilege of working there for a while. So but Elizabeth, your thing is that you were on the helicopter or you received the helicopter. You are in medical. So yours is a little bit different. See, I hear it go by. I feel the prop wash or the downdraft. And man, I wish I would have had a phone and take video back then because when it would come in at my old office at Alcazar or Central Yard, I would see it just come over, and I could even read the lettering on it, which was crazy. Oh, so it's both your house and your past work. Okay, fair enough. I hear you. So, kind of cool. Well, I watched that telenovela, which is General Hospital. I used to watch it too. How long ago did you see it? I remember Luke and Laura and the Ice Princess. And unless you saw General Hospital, you don't know what we're talking. That was crazy. So, do you remember that, Gridiron Girl? Because I believe you graduated in '84. I graduated. Oh, you're. I've been watching it since birth. I remember that. I remember how Luke and Laura, and the very sad moment where Luke did what he did to Laura, and he backed her up, and she activated the music when that awful event took place. We all remember Luke and Laura. Oh my goodness, yes. And Jeannie Francis is the wife of Jonathan Frakes, number one from Star Trek: The Next Generation. They're still married. I'm so happy for them. Congratulations. I had the privilege of telling Mr. Frakes, "Congratulations, young man." And boy, was she beautiful. And he was like, "Thank you." I'm like, that's right. uh, I don't know when she stopped. I guess when she left General Hospital. I don't know. I'm sure she did other stuff, but I do remember that. Wow, did not know that fun fact. Thank you, Roger. Of what? That I watched General Hospital? I was an early bird. I'm not going to say I was a gifted kid, but I used to get out of work at school early, and I was able to get home at a reasonable hour to see. Because General Hospital, if I'm not mistaken, was on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll need to help me out on that because I think it was on at the same time everywhere, at least on the West Coast. Know about Jeannie Francis, and she's currently on it right now. Oh, yeah, she's married to number one, man. It's kind of cool, kind of neat. Yeah, they actually met on North and South. She's done several things, including other soaps. I did not know that. Yes, still 2, General Hospital, 2 p.m. Okay. I was able to make it home, and we didn't have a VCR until my brother purchased one, like 83 or 84. I distinctly remember Star Trek 4. I remember in the early 80s when my brother was working, he purchased an RCA. We eventually purchased a Unitech. Man, was that SOB heavy. The RCA was nice. I remember my brother paying about $300 and some dollars for that one. That was in $1983. That's when minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So at about $3.25 divided by $3.35, it was 97 hours of work. Wow. At minimum wage back then. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But okay. Our first VCR was either 83 or 84. And I remember my brother allowed me to choose the first movie. And I believe the first movie was The Wrath of Khan. And tiny bit of trivia, The Wrath of Khan was the first video sold to the general public from Paramount. Tiny bit of trivia. And it sold for $39.99. Wow. Tiny bit of trivia. I've heard other people state or argue that other movies were fun. I'm like, okay, fine. You know what? Paramount's first video sold to the public was The Wrath of Khan. So anyway. Yes. Jeannie still makes occasional appearances on Jennifer. She does! Oh wow. I'm for that alone, I think I would tune in. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm not gonna say she was the love of my life by no means. Oh boy, she was very cute back then. I'm sure she still is now. But I just watched it because my mother watched it, and they had a compelling storyline, man. Luke and Laura. But the whole thing with the Ice Princess, boy, did things get out of control. And I don't remember the name of the spy. He was funny, the English guy. And I remember the scene where he, I guess, whips out a kit, and he has, the thread and the needle, and he's starting to do something. They ask him, "Where'd you learn how to do that?" In spy school. That was so funny, man. Oh man, I remember that. But John Colicos was the baddie. Remember that? Oh, I sorry. Okay. Hello. Uh-oh, Siri's getting nosy. Mind your own business. Here's my very old iPad. This is my first one. Siri here, let me know if I can help you. Yeah. Why don't you mind your own business? Okay. Yes, mind your own business.
On it. I'm not sure I understand.
I'm on it. Not sure if I understand. Okay, whatever. But anyway, so I'm off on a lot of tangents. Days and General Hospital were my favorite. I remember in the 70s when The Edge of Night debuted. And if I remember correctly, that one was on at 11:30, The Edge of Night. And it started off as a 30-minute program. And then you had All My Children on at 12. I forget which is the one that was on at 1 o'clock on ABC. For those of you that remember. Oh, was it Ryan's Hope? Oh my goodness. Was it Ryan's Hope? Or was that the one that was on before and then The Edge of Night? Do you guys remember? But I remember All My Children was on at 12 and General Hospital was on at 2. And then at 3 o'clock, oh, One Life to Live. Okay, Ryan's Hope was at 11. Okay, thank you. One Life to Live. I was like, I wasn't really big on that one. I do remember General Hospital, especially Erica Kane, baby. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I remember the other older lady that was on there. Erica Kane was not the only evil one. Boy, man, that woman was ahead of her time. She was great. Yeah, I should be doing all this shit, but oh my goodness. I didn't get to see All My Children as much because obviously I was in school and then the other one, but I was able to make it to watch General Hospital, which was, yeah, General Hospital. Yeah. Wow. What a trip down memory lane. Tangent. Never met. Never. There's another button. Thank you. So, really, she started out at 15 on the show. Did not know that. That is cool. That'd be something to do a program on the older soap operas. I don't remember the storylines as much, but I remember it was around 1981, right? About the Ice Princess. This was a daytime novella, man, that went world conquering. That was awesome, man. What do you do after that when that whole thing was, when that whole storyline was done? That was exciting stuff, though. That was fun. That was a daytime soap opera. It was awesome. You know that there was this soap opera in Spanish. It was in the 1990s, and it was called Agujetas de Color de Rosa, Pink Shoelaces. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And my daughters would watch it. They were still very young. I think both of them would. And we purchased a CD of that song, Agujetas de Color de Rosa. And I hear it because it's on my playlist, but it is really cool. And Agujetas de Color de Rosa was done by Las Curvas Peligrosas, the dangerous curves. They were well endowed ladies, and it was a cool cheeky name too. Oh, that story is currently Wait. Oh, that story is still currently active. Real? What? 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 Nah. Okay, I haven't seen the novella since. I think I stopped watching in '83 when I went to high school because I lived at high school. Um, for those of you that know, or actually, I don't think anyone knows this, we had to be there by 7:30 on Sunday night for study hall, which ended at 9. And then we had evening prayer or Sunday night benediction to start off the week, which would go for about 20-30 minutes. And then lights were out by about 9:50. Remember, Father Zeman would come up, or whichever one of the fathers at the time would give us changes to the schedule, agenda, whatever, blah, 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 whatever announcements. And this was the average day. We would wake up the alarm would go off at 6:50 to wake up. At 7:10, it was the notice to go to morning prayer, which started at 7:15. So from 7:15 to 7:30, we had our morning prayer in our chapel. And I'll show you my school, and it's now a different school now, but it used to be Our Lady Queen of the Angels High School Seminary. And it is in San Fernando, right next to the San Fernando Mission. So I'm going to go over there. I'm going to set it up first. And it is no longer Our Lady Queen of Angels High School Seminary because it was closed down in 1995. Bishop Alemany, which was across the street and was damaged in the Northridge earthquake in 94, moved south and took over the campus. So here it is, right here. This is the 5 freeway, and this is the 405. This is the 118. So this area is known as Mission Hills around here, but this is the city of San Fernando. But this is the San Fernando Cemetery, this one right here, where the Big Bopper is. Look, Chuck Connor's grave is there, the grave of Scotty Beckett, Richie Valens. It's right there. So the crypt of Henry Corden is there as well. So the grave of Bob Hope. Now, what's interesting, this used to be our grotto. So there used to be a fence that ran along this, which was the seminary property. And this was our grotto. They had the Stations of the Cross here. And this was the pool. So that's still in effect. I don't think that building was there. That one's newer. But it used to come in like this and like that, the fence. The pool, that's where I almost drowned. I was over here somewhere in the deep end. Yeah. William Lewis saved my life. I had drifted, hanging on to the side on a very hot day, and I drifted over, and I lost grip of the side of the pool, and I was in the 8-foot section, and I went down. I was like, all right, and my eyes were closed, and the pool was full. So my eyes were closed, and I said, okay, they know I've gone under. So just be cool, keep it cool. And I was holding my breath. Excuse me. And I guess I touched bottom. And I suppose I pushed up. And in what seemed like an eternity, I broke the surface, and everyone was having a good time like they were at the beach. No one knew. And I was shocked. And just before I went under again, I cried out or called to Bill, who was there, and they all knew I couldn't swim. And I cried out to him, and then I went under, and he heard. And before I knew it, I know someone had picked up my arm on this side and was pulling me up. And then someone underneath me got here, like in my trunk area, near my hips. And I don't know if they wrapped themselves around to put me up, but all of a sudden they pulled me up. But then I was having trouble breathing because I'd been under for a while already. And they pushed me up onto the top right here, up to the side, right there. And I was just so shocked that that had happened. They tried to give me lessons. Some other classmates who were not professional swimmers per se, but were accomplished. They tried, but I was so afraid of the water, man. So afraid. But that almost happened as a freshman year. I actually went through counseling because it kind of messed me up, man. But I was 14 and now I'm 55. Still haven't learned. How pathetic. So anyway, this used to be our field for football and soccer and stuff. And if you see this imaginary line, that was the outfield. And then we had some softball courts over here, or softball things. And then this is where the baseball diamond was, all this right here. This is where I played high school baseball. And now it's a crop field. How disgusting. Ugh. Right here's where we would have PE. And this road is new, as is this. All this is new. That was not there in my day. But this was the campus. And then this was the east side that it was a small school. We only had about 160 kids at the school. So the east side was closed down. But this is the seminary where I went. These are the dorms. This was not here in my day. You could cross over. But these were the dorms, 2 levels. And then these are the classrooms. They go around here. And this is the chapel. It's actually a very beautiful chapel. This is it right here. Yep, these lights, they haven't changed. This is a sacristy back over here. Oh my goodness, I remember all of that. But there used to be a background here that was removed, and it is now at the Cathedral of the Angels. When you walk into the Cathedral of the Angels, it's there. And I used to have to clean that thing, which was kind of interesting. But let me see, where is it? Here's the cathedral now. Oh, yeah, the number of pictures are immense. So when you walk in through here to the cathedral, this box, it's at the end of this long hallway. Let me see if there's an image of it. Oh, yep, there it is. That's it. So you can kind of see the design. All this big thing used to be here. So they moved it out, and this is now at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels, which is amazing. When I first saw it right there, I was stunned. I was like, hey, that was in my school. So you walk in, it's kind of like here against the wall, and then you go into the cathedral, which is really an immense, immense building. But anyway, oh yeah, look, there it is. See, it's at the end of the hall. See what I mean? You walk in and it's there. And I believe it does talk about it being at the minor seminary. So kind of cool, kind of neat. So yeah, that was my school where I went high school, 83 through 87. I missed that time. This is the actual Misión San Fernando Rey de España. This is the actual San Fernando mission right here. These buildings right here. All this is the original mission. So when you come in here, that is the original mission, which is crazy. I've been there, did some services and things. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Oh, wow. That's inside of the mission itself. See, the backgrounds were incredibly ornate back then. But yeah, this is the mission. I've been there. It's one of the Junipero Serra missions. That's where I went to school, right here. And there was a Tommy's right around here somewhere. That was a big deal back in the day to get to go to Tommy's. I don't know where it is, but yeah. So these were the dorms. Morning prayer was at 7:30. Then we would walk across over here to the refectory. This is where we had our meals. And that was from 7:30 to about 8:10. Then the alarm would ring, and our first class was at 8:15. And they were 40-minute classes all the way through till about 11:05. And at 11:05, we prepared for chapel, which the daily mass was at 11:12, and it ran till midday. And then again, we went over for lunch from 12 to 12:30, and then the afternoon classes started at 12:50, and they ran for 40 minutes. So at 2:15, the freshmen would finish, and they would go to their own PE for the first, like, say, 40 minutes. And then the entire student body had PE at 3:30 to about 4:30. Then we had some of our own time, and then we had to report back to the chapel at 5:25 for evening prayer and for spiritual reading and rosary 3 times a week. On Wednesday, we had benediction. And then at 6, we went back out to dinner. And then this was the most time that we had, from 6:30 to about 7:30. Study hall began there at 7:30, ended at about 9:05. And then you'd have the punishment period for those of you that were late, whatever, didn't do stuff, from 9:10 to about 9:50 or 9:45. And then evening prayer was at 9:50. And there we did it again. It's crazy because lights out were about at 10:10. And we do it again. And Friday we were done at 2:15, and we'd go home. And then we'd come back. That was my schedule there for 4 years, which was really cool. That's why I've been stunted in many things. It was an all-boys school. Some of the greatest relationships I ever had is from my classmates. They're still my classmate. Well, I'm still in communication with many of them to this day. And I consider myself fortunate because of it. It was some of the best 4 years of my life. It made me who I am. And I'm fortunate to still be in contact with many of my classmates. And I do meet with them from time to time on Fridays and on other days. So I know I went way off topic, and I was really talking about what I'm going to be doing, but you learned a little bit more about me. I am an open book, and it is what it is. So I did that for 4 years. Graduated high school in 87. Wow, it's a long time ago. Today is 2024, 1987. It was 37 years ago. Wow. That's crazy. Off topic? Nah. I'm always off topic, unfortunately. I'm going to interview people. I'm going to do my best to get some interviews. I don't know if they're going to be able to be on camera, because then I have to come up with some sort of a release. I don't want to do that legal stuff, but I may have to do that moving forward. So who knows? I'm going to take a sip of my soda. I have a big gulp, which I purchased at about 4:30 today. So it's kind of warm today. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Gridiron Girl. I'm sure you're happy being up 2-0. So good for you. If you have any particular topics that you would like to go over, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope to have some more interviews and more material as we gather next time. I am expecting to have another program on October 26th again, or for some people, it's October 27th at 12:30 in the morning, which is really kind of funny. Eastern time, or 9:30 p.m. I don't know why I chose 9:30 p.m. Pacific, but there will be another episode on next week. And we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Monday Night America will not be on this Monday. Oh, wait. It was scary tonight, but Gig and I had it nailed. Want to clarify that for me? Nah, you know what? Don't even bother. Don't even bother. I'll just wistfully decipher it or make up stuff. We'll see. We'll see. Monday Night America will resume on November 4th. I don't think I'm going to do anything on the 28th. And then, of course, we are going to be doing election returns. The episodes have already been programmed, which I had programmed them close to 8 hours ago. And then there was an announcement about some scheduling changes on our Tuesday night program. So it looks like the first part of the program will be running from 4 Pacific time to about 5:45. And then Fandom Access will go live at 6. And I guess they're switching their schedule from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. in an effort to capture a higher audience. I'm like, good for them. I have a sneaky suspicion Monday Night America is going to return to its original time. And that used to be 7 p.m. Pacific time. We originally started at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, but I gleefully handed Tuesday to Fandom Access. So Monday Night America will return on November 4th. Election returns will be on 11/5. We're going to go from 4 p.m. to about 5:45. And then depending on the time that they stop. Well, it's funny because I made the calendar change before they did. So, but whatever. Then they run about 2 hours, sometimes 2.5. So if they start at 6 p.m., they'll probably be over by 8:30, at which point I will go back and do the second part of the evening. We may be doing election returns all week for obvious reasons. So we'll see. But as you know, we've been doing election returns since 2008. And I have to tell you that every time we've called a state, we don't just make it up. And I find it funny how people do, you don't know what you're talking about. Dude, this is what I do. That's what I do for a living, man. I'm a political science major. This is what I do. So it's always been a passion for me. I will be on air many hours. If any of the co-hosts wish to join me to cover their state, their area, or do the national stuff, we will. But the first polls close at 4 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Eastern. So sorry, I just got a message right now. Okay, I'm not sure if I understand the text message, but okay, I'll have to ask for clarity. But anyway, so that's what I have planned for the next few days, and we'll play it by ear as far as the election returns. But every time that we've called a state, we don't just arbitrarily. We have the means to get all the numbers, and our election return coverage speaks for itself. We've been doing this since 2008. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. I find it terribly amusing when everyone says, let's do this and make history. By you breathing, we're making history. Let's change history. What are you talking about? I just love it when people do that. So anyway, thank you for being tolerant of me as I return to this format of dating in 2024. It's probably going to be dating and relationships in 2025 shortly. So I will be getting to that soon. Well, actually, we're going to be moving towards that. But yeah, and we are going to be doing paranormal stuff moving forward. Actually, under the title of Curious and Unusual Facts. That's going to be the name of the program. And we're going to do a lot of stuff. History related. I have so much material I've been wanting to talk about for years. And I guess it's time to go that way. So we're not going to really delve into the cryptids all that much unless Nick joins us. But it's not necessarily my thing, the cryptids. But we'll see. But okay, I think that'll be it for now. Well, what you should do is you should join me when we want to do that. And I look forward to hearing that. We're going to put an announcement on Facebook about wanting to get people to join us that do paranormal stuff. So I'm going to see if I can get my cousin to join. She's into that stuff as well. So she has a few stories to tell. I'll see if I can get my sisters to come aboard because they have some stories to tell as well. So beyond that, that's just a little idea of what you're going to be getting from me. If you want to find out everything else that's going on in NDB Media, head on over to ndbmedia.net. Stay up on everything there. You'll see the announcements, And there's a lot of stuff going on in the network. So it's really cool. I thank you all, and look forward to spending time with you guys. Gridiron Girl, thank you. Queen of the Herd, thank you. Everyone else, I guess we will see you guys on the other side. And no, Liz, I only got to 2 buttons. So it's a blue t-shirt. Oh, damn. I think it's my Rogue One t-shirt that I have on right now. So, yeah, I think it is. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is my Rogue One. So there. Oh, 3rd button. There it is. Rogue One. So I love that movie. I hadn't heard the theme from Patton in a while, and I heard it while I was driving today. So, yeah. I appreciate that, young lady, but I think videos are cheaper. No. I respectfully respect everyone else. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the other side. Peace always. And Liz, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning.